Alright, back here in the math cave, just discussing Mr. Vargas Weatherby, project director. Topic on if New York will maintain a 4-to-1 ratio of nurses per every one doctor. So we look at our data for New York nurses through 2008. We can see that through the years there's an increase and decrease in nurses, and they're kind of scattered all over. But as we can see that if we were to make a linear line of best fit, which we'll see later, there will be no increase or really decrease in New York nurses through 2008 because it'll probably balance out at 168,000 through the years. As we see here, this shows the number of doctors in New York through 2008. As we can see that it is mostly increasing the entire time, which will end up decreasing the 4 nurses to every 1 doctor ratio, since there's more doctors are increasing and the nurses are staying the same constant, which will increase the number of doctors, therefore creating a less than 4-to-1 ratio of nurses per doctor, probably lowering it to about 2.2 nurses to every 1 doctor. Here's a line of best fit, which shows, like I said, New York nurses don't increase or decrease over the years, while the number of doctors do increase. And at about 10 years, you can see that it's exponentially increasing, and the doctors are getting more and more over the years, decreasing that ratio and not creating a cost-effective and quality care. Because at 4 nurses to every 1 doctor, that's when you have a cost-effective and quality care. This shows a regression model / quadratic model of line of best fit, showing that there's no really increase or decrease in nurses through 2008 in New York, which is not good because a 4-to-1 ratio is what every state wants to create a cost-effective and quality care for all patients in New York doctoring systems. This line of best fit here is a quadratic polynomial, which shows that it's kind of curved. And this is because it increases most of the time, but as the years go on, soon the population will diminish in the world, in New York, and then you won't need to have any more doctors. So there will be a carrying capacity, as they would say, and then it would soon level off there. This shows the number of nurses per doctor ratio decrease, showing that for all the nurses in New York through 2008 divided by all the number of doctors in New York through 2008. And this shows at the beginning, 1999, there's 2.4 nurses to every 1 doctor, but as you go along, since the doctors are increasing and the nurses are not, that shows that there's only 2 nurses to every 1 doctor. That's exactly why. And this shows the nurse-to-doctor ratio decrease over 50 years, showing that the nurses keep lowering and the doctors increasing, showing that there's not going to be cost-effective and quality care later on in New York. And because of this reason, they're going to need to change it and create steps to change it. And then the nurse-to-doctor ratio decrease has a horizontal asymptote with it. The horizontal asymptote is at 0.0222, showing that the nurses cannot cross that line since the doctors keep increasing and the nurses do not, showing that soon the nurses will be way down and the doctors will be higher, so it'll probably be like 1 nurse to every 3 doctors, which will not be good. And in our conclusion, we can state that there will not be a 4-to-1 ratio for nurses to doctors in New York, and as the years go on, it will not maintain a 2-to-1 minimum standard for only about 30 years because the doctors keep increasing. And we need to create the proper steps to be able to change that so we can have New York create cost-effective and quality care. Warmest regards for you, Mr. Vargas Weatherby. This is Jason. Peace out.